We all want to stay healthy, right? I mean, who has time to get sick? And we're constantly just bombarded with messages promising to supercharge our body's defenses.
You know what I'm talking about. You see it everywhere, in the grocery store, all over your social media feed. Things like these little turmeric ginger shots, all promising some kind of quick fix. Or maybe it's elderberry syrup. I mean, this stuff has been around forever, but lately its popularity has just exploded. And, of course, the classic, vitamin C tablets. The market for products that claim to boost your immunity it's massive.
It's a really tempting idea, isn't it? But what does the science actually say? Can you really power up your body's defenses with a pill or a drink? Well, that is the big question we're going to break down right now.
Okay, so let's dive in. Before we can even talk about boosting the immune system, we really have to understand what it even is.
So the first thing to get your head around is that it's not one thing. It's this incredibly complex, interconnected system. Think of it less like a single soldier and way more like an entire, highly coordinated army. And this army, it's got two main divisions. First up, you've got your innate immunity. Just think of this as the bouncer at a club. It's your first line of defense, keeping any general troublemakers out. But then you've got the adaptive immune system. This is the highly trained security team inside the club. They recognize specific threats by their name tags, they learn how to defeat them, and this is the crucial part, they remember them for next time.
And that brings us to a really, really important shift in how we think about all this. See, the way we usually talk about immunity, well, it's based on a completely wrong analogy. We tend to think of our immune system like it's a muscle, right? That you can just strengthen it with one specific exercise or a mega dose of some vitamin, but that's not how it works. A much, much better way to think about it is like a garden. A garden is this complex ecosystem with all sorts of different plants, and each one needs just the right amount of sun and water and nutrients. See, if you give too much of one thing, yeah, it might help one plant, but it could completely destroy another. It's all about balance. And this quote just perfectly illustrates the problem with that word boost. I mean, what are you actually boosting? Having more of one type of cell isn't necessarily a good thing. In fact, it could throw the whole system completely out of whack. That's kind of what happens with autoimmune conditions, where the body gets confused and starts attacking its own cells. The goal isn't just more power, the goal is balance.
So, if boosting is the wrong goal, what should we be doing? Well, the good news is that health experts, from the CDC to Harvard to MD Anderson, are all pretty much in agreement on this. It's not about those quick fixes. It's about cultivating that garden with consistent, healthy habits.
And here they are, the fundamentals. Now look, they might not sound as exciting as some miracle supplement, but these 6 pillars are the actual, scientifically backed foundation for a well-functioning, balanced immune system. It's about eating well, of course, but also staying active and getting enough sleep. And then there are the things to cut back on, like quitting smoking, drinking less, and finding ways to minimize stress. Altogether, they create the perfect environment for your immune garden to really thrive.
Let's just zoom in on physical activity for a second. Health experts have landed on a really specific, really achievable target, at least 150 minutes of moderate exercise every week. That's it. That's just 30 minutes 5 days a week. It could be a brisk walk, a bike ride, even some serious gardening. And it's not just about feeling fit. Regular activity actually improves your circulation, which lets all those immune cells move through your body more freely and do their jobs way more efficiently.
And hey, never ever underestimate sleep. It's not just downtime for your brain, it's when your body is doing critical repair work. While you're asleep, your body is literally busy producing and deploying these key proteins that actively fight off infection and inflammation. So when you don't get enough sleep, you're robbing your immune system of this vital time to regroup.
All right, so let's talk about how to properly fertilize our immune garden. What's the real deal with nutrition?
Okay, first things first. Let's get one thing straight. The term superfood is basically a marketing term. There's no single food that's going to magically shield you from getting sick. It's all about a consistent, well-balanced diet that gives your immune cells all the building blocks they need to do their jobs right.
Now, what's really cool about this is how it breaks down the why. It's not just about your parents telling you to eat your veggies. It's about understanding that vitamin C, which you get from things like bell peppers and citrus, helps create new white blood cells. Or that zinc from poultry and nuts is absolutely crucial for those cells to mature properly. You're literally giving your body the specific tools it needs for the job.
And this brings us to a crucial point. While supplements can be helpful if you have a genuine deficiency, experts all agree that your main source of these nutrients should be whole foods. Your body is just designed to absorb and use nutrients from a balanced diet way more effectively than it can from a pill. Okay, so we've covered the foundations for overall immune balance. But what if we want to prepare our army for a specific, known enemy? Well, that brings us to one of the most powerful preventative tools we have.
This quote just sets the stage perfectly. All those healthy habits we talked about, that's about maintaining a strong defense system day to day. But what if you want to prepare your immune system for a very specific, known invader?
That's exactly where vaccines come in, and honestly, they are ingenious. A vaccine is basically like giving your highly trained security team a training manual for a specific bad guy. It introduces a harmless piece of a pathogen, just its name tag, so your body can learn to recognize it, build the right weapons against it, which are antibodies, and create a memory of how to fight it, all without you having to go through the misery of the actual illness.
And that is the key difference. Instead of vaguely trying to boost the whole system, vaccines provide precise, targeted training. They prepare your immune system to launch a fast and powerful response against a very specific threat, which, when you think about it, is the most effective form of immune support there is.
So let's just forget about this idea of a quick boost. Instead, think of yourself as the gardener of your immune system. You can't force a plant to grow overnight, right? But you can tend to the soil, you can provide the right amount of water and sun, and you can cultivate a healthy, balanced ecosystem over time. So I guess my question for you is, what's one small thing you'll do to tend to your immune garden today?